Welcome back for another episode of Chillin with Dylan. And I've got a very special guest with us here today. We've got Miss Abbey.
Hello.
Stanley.
Newly as Johnson.
Yep. Okay. I had a blank for a second. She's always Abby Stanley to me. I'm telling you. These agents go off and get married, and I can't remember who they are when they come back in.
We're in the process of getting a change. So
There we go. What's going on, Abby?
Not much. How are you?
Just chilling. That's it. Chilling with Dylan.
Chilling with Dylan.
That's it. So, basically, I just wanted to kind of talk through your story and kind of how you got here and what you've been doing and all the fun things. So, I guess kind of tell us what got you involved in real estate and how you got started.
It kind of came out of nowhere. I was a sophomore at UNG in Oakwood, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I'd picked a major, but I wasn't 100% confident. Didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I had a friend who was actually just got done with real estate school here at Keller Williams, and she kept studying to take her real estate exam. Mm-hmm. And she was telling me about it, and I was like, well, she was telling me that it was like 5-6 months long, that it wasn't that pricey, at least compared to college. And I was like, well, I'll take a year off, try that. It sounds like something I could manage and, get done pretty quickly versus like a 4-year degree. Yeah. And so I did that, and I came here in person, did the classes, fell in love with it, and a couple months after I graduated the class, I got my license. So there
we go.
Yep. Here I am.
What year did you take your classes? Were we in the same class together?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
But you had Kim, didn't you?
Yeah, I had Kim. I was here with Kim's her last semester, her last class that she did in the spring. It was 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, 2022.
Okay.
Yep. I believe.
Okay, so I think yours, I know, it all blurs together for me, but I was trying to think back. So I think your class was like the one right after, or maybe 2 after mine. I took mine in 2021. Okay. I would have taken mine, I think, earlier, though, because I got my license in October of 21. Yeah. So, okay, I just knew that we were close together. And I knew that Kim was teaching, so I was trying to remember what was what on there.
I was like, is it 21? Is it 22, 23? They all kind of blur together.
By the way, we are bringing back in-person classes next year at Lanier Partners. So if you are thinking about getting your real estate license, be sure to reach out to me. Dylan Duke, 678-997-5421. We can hit you up. Okay, great. Cool. So, got your license. What was it like when you were kind of getting started in real estate?
It was hard. It's like everyone tells you, you're not gonna, start making $1 million as soon as you start. You think that
it's not quite like HGTV, right?
Yeah, you think the hardest part is getting your license, and at that time, it is the hardest part for you is passing that test, which was a little difficult for me. But I thought, I was like, okay, pass the test, great. I'm gonna start making great money. No, not at all. It was a little slow at first. I was working full time at my other job, and I was kind of scared to dive head first. Mm-hmm. Start coming to the classes here at the office, reaching out to coaches, mentors, people who are more experienced for advice on how to lead gen and gain a client base. So I kind of slowly dipped my feet in, started coming to more meetings and classes, doing Ignite right when I got my license, which helped a lot. Helped me learn all of the, the websites, and because there's a lot that comes with real estate. It's expensive. You're starting a business. It's a lot of knowledge. It's not just passing the class and the test, and that's all you need to know. I mean, it's always, you got to learn something new. So I think doing Ignite, and especially like having you help me get my business started and putting in those key things that we needed to like start lead generating and building a client base is really what helped me. And I want to say about 6 months after I got my license is when I actually started to gain clients. So Yeah, that first little bit, because I always say that like your pre-license course teaches you how to stay out of jail. It doesn't really teach you how to sell real estate units and all that. So, and I totally agree. Like coming in and just being able to learn how like, actually in the real world, this is a contract. This is how you fill it out. Like that doesn't it's like, where do I even access the contracts?
Right. And it always cracks me up because I mean, after all the years I've been doing this, still people will go and like take this class and they're like, so they don't like show you a contract? Like, isn't that like the main thing that like you need to know? And I was like, well, you learn the pieces of the contract.
Yep.
You just don't get to see the actual contract until you get up and go. Which our contracts change every year. So I mean, I guess there's some reasoning to it.
Yeah, you got to stay up to date with that as well. So
So from a lead gen standpoint, I know you kind of brought that up. How did you get your first client?
Word of mouth, actually. So obviously, all of my friends and family were very supportive of me getting my real estate license and wanting to sell real estate. And it was word of mouth. I actually had one of my mom's coworkers. She had brought up that she was going to be needing to sell her house soon, and she was like, "Hey, my daughter's, a real estate agent. She would love to help you if you want. No pressure. Just I'll have her swing by our office and you can meet her. And if it feels right, great. If it doesn't, you don't have to continue." And that was my first client. So
there you go.
Yep, it was awesome. Yep.
Yeah, it just goes to show you can't hide your light under a bushel. Especially if you got people out there talking for you. Like that's how 9 times out of 10 your sphere of influence is where your first couple of pieces are going to come from.
Yep. And I mean after that, obviously in the Ignite class doing our database and filling in all of our contacts, reaching out to our friends, family, people you know of, just letting them know, hey, I'm in real estate now. If you ever, need anything, just, give me a call, send me a text. Putting it on social media, because a lot of people, you may not have their phone number, but you can, you're probably friends with hundreds of people on Facebook.
Exactly.
And that's how you get your word out there. People are scrolling on their phone every single day. So
yeah. And that one of my favorite texts, we're not supposed to say scripts anymore, so conversations that we use in Ignite is always that like competition one that we do where it's like, hey friend, I'm in a competition to see who can get the most people in the next 10 minutes. But seriously, when you send that out, I mean, if you're listening to this and you're a real estate agent and you're working on growing your database or like you just haven't been able to have anything hit yet, to me, whenever you have like that sense of urgency that's behind it, it's like, hey, I'm trying to win something, and if you send this to me, you can help me win. For whatever reason, like that really pushes people to give you much more of a response on there, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Abbey needs to win this competition. Let me think of a name that I can send to Abbey." And then all of a sudden, you've got more and more people in your database because that's the name of the game with all of it.
And you've got 10 leads already. Just hey, I'm actually wanting to buy next year, or we're actually looking to move, or my parents were wanting to move into state, or whatever it is. So many people, all the people know more, even more people.
Right.
So your circle you might think is small, but it's so much bigger if you just get those conversations going. So
yeah, and the other thing is staying top of mind because we've said it before, and what always hurts the most is you open up Facebook or you open up Instagram and you see a friend of yours and they're sitting there holding the sold sign, and you're not the agent that's standing there with them on there, and it's just like, where did I go wrong in all of this? So, I mean, even the ones that you think, like, oh, they know that I'm in real estate. I post stuff all the time. You still have to hammer these people and stay on top of them with it. So
I definitely need to get back into my social media. I was doing really good there for a while, and then this year was really busy for me.
I was about to say, you've had a lot of life going on this year, Abby.
Yep. So got married, moved into my first house. We got a dog. A couple of job changes, all kinds of stuff, all within like
12 months, basically.
Less than that almost.
Abby's been living life out there, people. Like
it's all blessings, but so we've had a lot going on, but in a good way this year.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you had it to do all over again, is there anything that you would change in your real estate journey so far?
I would say definitely at the start, don't be scared. Starting out, you think that nobody wants to work with you because you're new, that nobody's going to want to teach you because you're new, that you're, somewhat of a nuisance because you don't know anything yet. You haven't sold anything yet. But everybody starts out that way. And when they tell you, like, everybody's been a brand new agent before, they have. And the only way you're going to grow is if, learning, experience, talking to other people, and you'll eventually get that first client, and every transaction, it teaches you something.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And you're still learning. I mean, I hear agents all the time saying, they're 10 years in the, in the business, and real estate's always changing. There's always new ways to do things, always ways to improve. So, I mean, everybody's always learning. It's not just, it all and you're all set,
No, it's something you think you know. You think you know a little bit, and then it all blows up and changes. I mean, that was the thing, I guess, a year or two ago. I don't even know how long it was now, but like when they did that total rewrite of the contracts, because, I mean, you had seen like the old contracts, and you got to see what that was like.
Exactly.
that leveled the playing field, in my opinion, for a lot of us, because even people who were experienced were coming in and they were like, hey, I'm trying to do a listing agreement. How do I fill this thing out on there? Because it was so different. Yeah. So, I mean, even if you're brand new in this, to me, and it's something that I always tell you guys, I mean, like, you're just as qualified and experienced to go sell something to somebody who's been selling for 50 years and you're with it, because everybody has access to what they need, and it's all about coming up with a value proposition.
Yep.
You know, it's just like we always say, everybody has their own flavor. So people, like if Abby and I were going after this listing, they could pick either one of us depending on kind of what their preferences were and how we approach things. And Abby does stuff a little different than how I do things. I do things a little different than how Abby does things. So everybody just comes together and finds what's meant for him on there.
For sure.
So that leads into, you know, a great question. If Abby, if I were to ask you, why should I work with you? Why should I pick you as my agent? What would be your value proposition?
Well, I would say what I've pretty much been doing since the very beginning is working with first-time home buyers. I just moved into my first home this year with my husband, and it taught me a lot. My first, couple transactions were first-time home buyers. I see the joy in moving into your first home, whether it's by yourself or, with your significant other, finally owning something.
You're good.
I really enjoy working with first-time home buyers to help them achieve that home ownership, because I was also at that point before I got my real estate license. I was like, I'm never going to own a home. Things are way too expensive. It's not affordable to own a home anymore. And I think that I can enlighten those people that are around my age wanting to own a home for the first time and showing them how they can do it. Or at least coming up with a plan so that they can own a home in the future.
Right.
So
I think in today's world, for a first-time home buyer, just starting that conversation, because like Abby just said, even if you don't think you're quite there yet, just starting to put that together, there's different things that you can do, different things that make more of an impact on what you can afford, what your buying power looks like, but you don't really know what to do until you go and start talking to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't even know the first step in buying a home. So just sitting down with a realtor and talking with them and building out a plan, even if you're not able to buy right at this very moment. This time next year, you could be, buying your first Christmas tree and, moved into your own home. So just sitting down, and whether it looks like a 6-month plan, a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, to make sure that you've got every box checked and your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and you know what steps to take to get you to that position in the future.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times people come into it, and like you just said, I mean, for people who, I would say our generation, but I'm getting old up in here. So Abby's generation and younger, because, I'm an old man now. But the people who are starting to look at that, a lot of people go into it and they're like, oh, well, average sales prices are $450,000. And, my parents bought their first house for $100,000. How am I supposed to be able to afford that? Just being able to sit down and have the conversation of it, because there's so many programs out there now, guys, it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff that I've seen, and I'm all for everybody getting a house, but some of the stuff that I've seen from a loan standpoint this year, I have seen people, and I was like, they ain't no way. They ain't no way. And I'm telling you, God sends a ram in the thicket, and they figure out how to get that thing together on there. So if you want to do it, you can. And having that plan, because a lot of people look at that, and they're like, okay, well, if I have debt, I've got to pay off everything before I can buy.
And that's not always the case.
No. But it makes a difference on what you do pay off. And that trips up a lot of people, too, because people will assume, oh, well, I need to pay off my biggest thing or whatever. Not necessarily, because different things affect scores differently. And I'm not a loan officer, just for the record. Abby is also not a loan officer. So we are just speaking from our experience as real estate agents over here. But there's a lot of things that we can go ahead and figure out just by sitting down with a lender and starting that conversation.
Oh, absolutely. And, I mean, reach out to your realtor if you don't have one. We're right here. And
if they were to reach out to you, Abby, how would they do that?
678-997-8953.
There you go.
But reach out to your realtor and ask them if they have a preferred lender. They probably do. And you can reach out to their preferred lender and just go over your financing options as well. So, because like you said, there's a lot of different programs out there. Everybody's situation is different. So, your uncle's daughter's sister is
right.
is probably not in the same situation as you are. So if you're hearing some bad juju from that, just take it with a grain of salt and actually talk to a professional about it. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially in this time of year. And I don't know when you'll be listening to this podcast that we're in on right now. These are all launching in January, so we'll see when it hits. But, spring market right now is right around the corner. So to me, even though it is Christmas time, this is the time to be figuring out what you want to do on there. Starting that conversation, because if you go ahead and start talking it out now in January, come springtime, you're ready to rock and roll in there. And that's when we tend to see more houses on the market, more inventory, because that's when everybody tends to want to list a lot of times.
The first of the year, springtime.
So
you can beat all the other buyers.
Right, exactly, 100%. Yeah, hey, if you want to go ahead and do it, then that might be your time to fly on there. So we can make that happen.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us a little bit more about the house situation. So Abby's remodeling her house, and I told her when she came in and showed me what all that her and her husband have done, I was like, Abby, we could have had an HGTV show by now in the midst of all of this. But just tell us a little bit about that process, what that's been like, what you've learned and all that.
So our home was built in 1971. Everything was pretty much original in there. It was a beautiful house, but it needed a little love. At least we thought it needed a little love. So we pretty much gutted the entire inside. I mean,
just a little love.
Yeah, just a little love. So we pretty much gutted the entire inside. We kept some things, but we really made it our own. We modernized it. There was wallpaper in every room. I'm pretty sure the kitchen cabinets were original. They were even if you wanted to, paint them and get new doors, you're getting them custom made because they don't make those sizes anymore. That kind of thing. We put some love into it, and we started in February and just moved in end of October.
Gotcha.
So in the meantime, we also got married in May. So trying to renovate a house the first couple months as newlyweds is not easy. It's not for the weak, but I think it makes you stronger.
I was about to say, I'm sure y'all built some bonds.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm I don't know if everybody would have wanted to see that HGTV. But yeah, I mean, he left all the decision making as far as decor and interior stuff to me, which happy wife, happy life. So that's the right call.
That's right.
He did a lot of the manual work, which is great. And yeah, so we pretty much completely transformed the inside of our house. We're going to start working on some outdoor projects here soon, but we're on a little over 3 acres up in Lula, Georgia, and we got a dog now.
There you go.
So, yep, and we're about to have our first Christmas in our first home, so
awesome.
we're excited.
Absolutely.
Yep, right in time for the holidays.
Love that.
Yep.
So, as you were going through and doing all the renovation stuff, was there anything specifically that you were thinking, well, I guess let me ask this question first. What's the long-term plan? Are y'all hoping to be there for a long time, or is it something you want to be there for a couple of years?
Yeah,
and move on,
I think we'll be there for a while. I mean, we love that area. We're pretty much neighbors with my in-laws, which they have a lot of land right beside us. It's all family land. It's like a little makeshift family compound is what we like to call it. But yeah, I could definitely see us staying there for a while. Again, we could always add on to it into the future. It has a lot of potential. So for now, we'll probably stay for a while. We put a lot of love and work and money into it.
So
we
love
it.
The question I was going to lead up to with that before asking how long you were planning to stay there. Is there anything when you were going through doing the renovations that you were doing with resale in mind, or thinking, okay, what's going to help add the most value to this house?
For sure.
Because I know y'all did a lot in the bathrooms, adding tile.
We did a lot. We added tile into the laundry room in both bathrooms, and we also did a tiled shower in one of the bathrooms, which I feel adds, that next little step that you need to elevate the space. I mean, we did brand new vanities. The kitchen was completely gutted, flooring appliances. I mean,
Abby just showed me pictures, and I mean, y'all, when she says like gut, she means like took it out to the ground, to
everything.
the studs,
down to the subfloor.
Right.
We put tile in the kitchen, and we've got new cabinets, new appliances. All of our ceilings were the textured, not popcorn, but like the textured,
like the mop,
like the mops textured. We smoothed that out, which was not easy at all, especially doing it.
Hopefully, y'all do that first before you.
You start from the ceiling, and the floors are the very last thing you want to do. Yep. So, and that made a huge difference too.
The floors.
Well, the floors, but also the ceiling.
Oh, I'm sure.
Smoothing out those ceilings really made like a huge difference. And there was we had wood paneling in our living room, like almost like. Kind of looked like exterior wood paneling, something back in like the 70s and the 80s. And we took that out, put drywall in, so it looks all like cohesive now instead of kind of mismatch. But yeah, we've got a little stone fireplace, and we redid our hardwood floors, so we made it a little bit lighter and got rid of any scratches, kind of sanded it down, restained, resealed that. And the last thing that we have is putting our railings on for our stairs. We did the railings. They were cracking, like the wood, it was wood railings, and it was splitting kind of down the middle. So we removed those, fixed some of the treads on the stairs that were cracking, and we got new railings going in Monday. So Yep. It was a lot.
I was about to say, y'all have done a lot and learned a lot.
Yeah.
As a real estate agent.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, that brings so much value. Like Abby sitting here, I haven't done that personally, like renovating to that level with anything. So, I mean, just being able to walk in and be like, okay, here's what you do. Here's what it's probably going to cost.
Yeah.
It's going to be more than you think that it's going to be.
Yeah, like I can probably tell you from this year how much it'll cost you, and I got some referrals if you need them.
Well, that too is having the connections of like who to use, who did a good job, like all those types of things. To me, that is like so much value as an agent to be able to come in and just say like, listen, I got you, like we can go from point A to point B. And we're covered.
I mean, everything from like, obviously we subcontracted out like our plumber and our electrician, but just learning so much with them too. You know, them fixing things, and you just learn so much whenever you own a house, but especially when you gut it from the inside out, and then you start from the ground up. I mean, it was a lot, but it was so worth it. So, Yep. That's
a really good process to have on there. And like I said, Abby's been showing me the pictures. If you're not following along with Abby on social media, make sure that you go and do that.
I'm going to start posting them. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, they'll be posted
Yes, well, I told her, I was like, you're going to have to start getting all this out on there, which she has had a lot going on. So I can give her some grace for that. But I was like, girl, you're going to have to start getting this out online because this looks too good to be hiding it out over there. So good stuff. What advice would you give to an agent in today's market if they're just starting out? What would you say as like one piece of advice?
One thing that kind of stuck with me whenever I first started, and I don't know if this was meant to be a scare tactic or not, that I heard from a few people, but
scare tactic.
But they were like, if you can make it through the first 2 years, then you're good. Because they were like, new agents, statistically, new agents, they're more likely to quit in the first 2 years starting out. And it's a pretty high percentage. Not everybody, you know.
I can't remember from anywhere, but it's like 70%.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's up
like
there.
It's a pretty high percentage of new realtors do not make it the first 2 years. So I would say just stick with it. Stick with it. If you don't have a good support system around you as far as who you're with, come join us at Keller Williams, because everyone here is awesome. You know, we have different programs, training coach programs like I'm in right now, that will help you grow your business, whether you're a new agent or you're just inexperienced and you just haven't done a lot of business and you want to really, you know, hit the ground running. I think that's the most important thing, is having, obviously, your personal life support, but having that support and peers around you that are supporting you and trying to help you grow your business in your office and in your market center, because that's genuinely what has helped me to not, you know, give up on it.
Yeah.
And, you know, make you feel like that, you know, you actually belong and that you can do it, and, you know, it helps you to not get discouraged whenever, you know, things are slow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's not a dog eat dog kind of
there's room for there's enough business for everybody.
Yes. absolutely. It's
for sure.
It's just who chooses to go out there and get it. That's the real question with all of it. So
for sure, especially here in Northeast Georgia. I mean, there's so much business.
Right.
There's room for everybody.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. We grow in by leaps and bounds every day. There's a new construction development every 2 inches. There's probably
every
a new
quarter
one being
mile.
developed right now. Yes, exactly. Cool. And then I guess one of the last questions I have is what do you want 2026 to look like for you and your business?
Obviously, I would love to help more people and more families help buy and sell real estate. I do this because I genuinely enjoy working with people, because if it was for the money, I would have been out a long time ago. Like, genuinely. Yeah. I enjoy this. Half the time it doesn't feel like a job. It's that very small 1% that does make it feel like a job. I want to help more people. I want to help more friends and family. And it really does warm my heart whenever I have people who I may not even be that close with, and they reach out and they're like, "Hey, can you help me?" So I want to help sell more real estate here in Gainesville and the surrounding areas, and yeah. Just grow a business.
I will tell one quick story on Abbey in the midst of all of this. So Abbey helped a set of buyers. Was it this year with the people that bought? I can't remember what city it was in. It was that little teeny tiny house.
Oh, Elberton.
Yes. Okay. Yep. So let me just tell y'all, that was not an easy transaction.
No, it was not.
By any way, shape, or form. And I had the privilege of being able to jump in and help Abbey and kind of coach through on some of that. And that was by no means an easy transaction. And while pricing doesn't matter, let me just tell you that this was a low price point on there, which is fine. That's great. We were able to get something that they needed at the right price point, right thing, and that's great. But when Abbey just said that about, like, it's not about the money, like, this girl worked. Yeah. worked to make it happen.
Probably one of the hardest transactions that I've had.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it was rough.
I just wanted to bring that up because, to me, I always want to emphasize and really hit on that. Like, when there's examples to give, that the people that we have here, especially the ones that we're privileged enough to work with on the coaching side, none of our guys come into this and look at it like, oh, this is a check. Oh, this is like going to, go into my bank account.
Yeah.
They literally
can't wait to go to the Bahamas next week.
Right. Oh, I'm going to the Bahamas next week.
No,
I'm cut my bag. But no, they really come into it as, like these are people. This is a huge decision. This is a major life change for them. This is probably the biggest investment that they're making in there. Yeah. Like, we don't take this stuff lightly. So I just want to take a second to brag on Abbey, because Abbey really does come from such a good place and a good heart, and she always is looking at like putting people first in the midst of all of it, and it's just it makes me proud to be able to see our people care and work with other people, because that all comes back around. We always say that if you put the people first, the money takes care of itself.
Oh, absolutely.
In the background
100%. Yep.
So,
yep.
Perfect.
And helping people grow wealth in real estate. So
yeah, absolutely. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, just in the past couple of years, you've seen a lot. Like, you came in at the time when there was all kinds of craziness coming into this, because Abbey was coming in right at the tail end of the cocoa years, the crazy cocoa, when you could, whisper this house is for sale, and people came running from 10 miles around. So she's done a little bit of everything with all of it. So awesome. Anything else that you'd like to share, talk about, mention, advice for the next generation of realtors?
I just say, if you are a new agent, or maybe haven't done as much business as you'd like to, I understand where you're coming from. I was once a very new agent. I still feel like I'm a baby new agent still. But if you ever need somebody to talk to, you can always reach out to me or Dylan here. We would love to support you in your career, in your real estate business. If you're ever looking to buy or sell real estate, we're also here. Even if you just want to have a conversation over the phone, you don't even have to hop on a phone call. We'll just text each other.
Yeah.
We're a direct message. Yeah. We're here for anything, any advice, whether you're an agent yourself or looking to buy or sell. We're here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we're here for. So,
that's it. Yep. Absolutely. Well, Abbey, thanks so much for spending the afternoon with me and chatting it up on there. Always a good time hanging out with you. So you guys can stay tuned for the next episode of Chillin' with Dylan, and who knows who we'll have in here next. Working on a couple of fun and exciting people from here at the office and from around town and Gainesville, and getting it all up and going. So
thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here, Abbey. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next episode, and holla at you later, peeps.
All right, bye. I think
that was good.
I feel like I did better than I thought I was going to do.